Welcome to the 2026 WIAA Girls Individual State Bracket Reveal Show. The brackets are built, the seeds are set. It's time we finally figure out what the matchups are going to be. And also, on this show today, we will be announcing the 3 wildcard teams for Team State, for the boys Team State during this show that will be announced. But we got to get things rolling right away with the girls' individual brackets. So starting things off at 100 pounds, we have our top 4 seeds. Dylan Albrecht, a sophomore, at 39-2. 2 seed, Kat Cook from Freedom, 37-7 junior. 3 seed, Cassidy O'Connell, a 56-1 sophomore. That might be the most wins anybody's going into the state tournament with. And our 4 seed, a freshman, 43-4, Maya Beckett. Matea has joined me in studio. What is your initial reactions with this 100-pound bracket?
So right off of the bat, I thought it's a little odd that second-ranked Cassidy O'Connell got the 3rd seed. She only has 1 loss, as you said, this year to Dylan Albrecht.
And 56 freaking wins.
56 wins, yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And then we talked about Catherine Cook, 6th-ranked, getting the 2nd seed, which is a little interesting because she did have 7 losses this year. Yeah. So
I think with the way seeds and things have worked and the criteria, I know we were talking about it a little bit. I think it might be Kat Cook from Freedom, state finalist last year. Right, so that's probably factoring into it. Maya Beckett, obviously a freshman. It's been a talk of the town for a few years now. Freshmen seem to get a little bit punished. But when head-to-head is your number 1 criteria, you would think a 4 seed, a 2 – that's an interesting match. But they're on opposite sides, so that really helps someone like Kat Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, Maya Beckett has 2 head-to-head wins over the last 2 weeks over 2 seed Kat Cook. So – tough spot for Beckett, matching up with Albrecht then as the 1 seed. But I feel like this bracket, you have a few options, right? There's a few girls that could win this bracket, and it's kind of going to come down to the matchups. O'Connell's been, as we like to say, in the streets with 56 matches. She has been scrapping all year long, so she's going to be ready.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a look at 107 pounds then as we're moving forward. Our 1 seed out of Badger, Alexa Thomas, 18-0, undefeated sophomore. Our 2 seed, Lily Baker from Freedom, another Freedom girl here at the 2 seed. Our 3 seed, Maya Prescott, a 55-2 junior. These guys are, oh my gosh, this is so many matches. She's out of Hudson. And then Ali from Wausau West, she is a 33-7 sophomore. Again, what is your initial reactions when you're taking a look at this bracket?
Ooh, so we had an interesting match at sectionals this past weekend. Clara Yawk versus Alexa Thomas. Clara, I think, lost by 1.7-6. So this is going to be a massive quarterfinal.
Yes.
Clara is ranked 3rd in the rankings, but she is seeded 9th. So that's a little bit interesting. So that's going to be a crazy quarterfinals match.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think Yawk is so she's 40-5 senior. She's the 9 seed. I think she's a potential bracket buster here.
Yeah.
Like you said, she had that really close loss to 1 seed Thomas this year, but she has that win over the 4 seed already.
Oh, yeah. She does.
So, I mean, there's a real chance she flips a 1-point match, and then she's already has a win over Lee this year. There's a chance that the 9 seed is in the finals against whoever makes it out of the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that would be the definition of a bracket buster.
Yeah.
Or maybe a dark horse. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that Ali Lee got the 4 seed after losing to Kylie Pessig at sectionals, actually, via pin. So, yeah, I think Kylie could have been seeded a little bit higher, honestly.
Again, though, Lee has a kind of like we were looking at in the last bracket, works out for her because Pestig's on the other side.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that. But she potentially is going to have to worry about Yauk if Yauk can flip the script and get past Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a big one. That quarterfinal, Thursday night, that's my initial. When I saw this bracket, immediately I was like, we always take a look at like the Thursday night brackets. If you want to get the best Thursday night matches, you'll be able to find all that on our Rokfin channel. There'll be a big article of all the best Thursday night matches. This one will be on that list.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Have to keep an eye on that. And then I don't know who's going to come out of the other side, but it's not my job to make that prediction right now. So moving forward, at 114 pounds, there is one girl in this bracket that really steals the show for a multitude of reasons. Coming in as the 1 seed, Taylor Whiting, a 3-time state champion. She's 12-0 as a senior from Lena. The 2 seed, Devlin Albrecht. That's the second Albrecht we've seen so far. She's the 2 seed, a 40-3 senior. 3 seed, MJ Newman from Manitowoc Lincoln. And 4 seed, Isabel Sonatag from Cadott, another senior. Four of the top seeds, all 4 seniors. You don't see that often right now in the girls wrestling because it is just so good. Wisconsin wrestling, we are spoiled right now with how good girls wrestling is. And because of that, I feel like there's a lot of freshmen, sophomores that are top-ranked girls, not in this bracket.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, mentioning Taylor Whiting, she's going for a 4-state title. She will be wrestling for Iowa next year.
Yeah, number 1 in the country.
Yeah, and I believe her brother also won 4-state titles.
Yes,
as well.
They have a chance. The Whiting family has a chance to make some history in the Kohl Center next weekend. Her older brother, Clayton Whiting, currently wrestling at the University of Minnesota. He was a 4-time state champion from O'Connell Falls. Taylor, if I remember correctly, she won her first state title at O'Connell Falls, and then she switched schools. Now she's been at Lena the last 2 years where she's won her last 2 titles, looking for a 4-state title. That would be the first brother-sister duo in the history of Wisconsin wrestling to both win 4-state titles. Something really special, something we haven't seen done before.
Yeah.
So Taylor also has 1 loss in her career. Can't figure out who it was to. I'm going to be honest. Couldn't figure it out.
I think it's MJ Newman. I believe it's MJ in 2023.
And as a freshman?
Yeah.
Okay, so MJ Newman, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. If you're the one person to beat Taylor Whiting, she's number 1 in the country, as we said. She won Who's Number 1. She's a Fargo champion. All right, MJ Newman, Taylor Whiting, possible finals matchup, or could we see 2 Albrecht girls in the state finals on Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a rematch between Newman and Albrecht in the semifinals, likely. And they did wrestle last year in the semifinals, and I believe that Newman won by fall. So it might be a rematch for MJ trying to wrestle Taylor, her only loss. So
yeah, so 114 pounds. I think Taylor Whiting. It's fair to say when you're number 1 in the country, you've won three titles. You're the favorite, right? But there's a reason we always say you have to wrestle the matches. Gable Stevenson was the favorite at nationals. Wyatt Hendrickson got the job done. So you still got to wrestle the matches, and you still got to get the job done. Excuse me, Taya. I'm sorry. We have breaking news. The Division III wildcard team has just been named. 7 of the 8 teams have already earned their spot to wrestle in lacrosse in 2 weeks for a team state title. But the 8th team that has just been announced is Auburndale. Congratulations to Auburndale. You are the 8th team in. You will be wrestling in Lacrosse, Wisconsin for a team state title in a couple of weeks. They are joined by Glenwood City, Shiocton, Marathon, Wyowega Fremont, Aquinas, Mineral Point, Cedar Grove, Belgium, and now, as just stated, Auburndale. That is 7 of the top 8 ranked teams in the state. Division III, you guys are going to have a heck of a battle on your hands. Moving on, though, 120 pounds. Our top 4 seeds. We have royalty at the 1 seed with the Bianchi family. The Bianchi family is royalty in the state of Wisconsin. Angie Bianchi, the final one, I think, or for now, I don't know. The final Bianchi from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. She's 22-0, a senior, the 1 seed. 2 seed, Dalian Cody, 44-0 sophomore. Dakota Athey is your 3 seed from Bayport, a 45-5 junior. And your 4 seed, just a freshman from Port Washington, Cora Stewart, 45-4 freshman. What are we thinking? Initial thoughts, 120 pounds.
You know,
I have a lot.
Well, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, number 2 seed Cody is ranked number 12th in the country. We also have, we have 3 ranked girls in the country here and 3 Fargo All-Americans. So this is a bracket to watch.
Yes.
Angie is heading to Okie State. Wanted to shout that out. And yeah, she's ranked number 7 in the country right now.
Yeah, she'll be joining, I believe, Brooke Corrigan, senior last year, just went down to Okie State for wrestling. Angie, as you said, will be going there. As I mentioned, this is kind of cool. Angie comes from the Bianchi family. If you know wrestling in Wisconsin, you know the Bianchi family. Her brothers, Paul Bianchi, 3 state titles. Joey Bianchi, a state title. Maddie Bianchi, 4 state titles. Angie, currently 2 state titles, looking for her 3rd. All they do seemingly is win in the state of Wisconsin for the Bianchi family. One more chance for her, but like you said, there are 2 other nationally ranked girls in this bracket. And I think Dalian Cody is, she's a very game opponent. As you said, she's, was she 12th in the country? Mm-hmm. And Angie is 7th in the country. So, that's a top 15 matchup that potentially in the state finals. But there's someone that has to be mentioned a little bit more. Cora Stewart, guys, we said the team state brackets are going to be released later, but the wild cards are going to be released on the show today. And Port Washington qualified for team state just yesterday, and they literally would not have done it without Cora Stewart. She did not wrestle in their duel against Kewaskum during the regular season. They lost that duel. Yesterday, Cora Stewart might have been the MVP for Port Washington to make team state. She wrestled in the duel, and she got a win in sudden victory, 6-3, to win the match, and Kewaskum won 33-32, and that was a match, that was a weight class that they previously lost in the original duel. So in the rematch, Cora flips the script, gets a win for them, and now they took out Kewaskum 33-32 in the semis. They then took out Pewaukee in the finals, where she got another win for the team. So she was on fire yesterday. They literally needed her to go to team state. She might be the MVP for Port Washington yesterday.
Wow, that's cool. Did you watch that?
It was live on WI Wrestle's Rokfin. You can go back and watch those matches if you guys are interested. All of it's archived. I was at a different sectional. I was up in Neenah, where we saw 5 of the top 6 ranked teams in the state throwing down to figure out who would be the top 2 teams. Kakana ultimately won that. I did not see the match. I was following along, kind of, trying to follow it, see the results.
Yeah.
So, but she got the job done. I heard about it, and I might have to go back and watch it. But we're here. Bracket reveals. 126 pounds, Mateo. Let's go. All right. Your 1 seed coming in from Milton, a senior, 37-0, Maddie Peach. 2 seed, Chesney. Oh, here we go. Timeout. I've said this in every single live show we've ever done. If I mess up your last name, it's not personal. I just haven't been told how to say it yet. I apologize, but I'm doing my best. Don't sue me. Chesney Bartswick?
Might be like Bartoshek.
Bartoshek? Okay. Chesney Bartoshek. Hey, you're the 2 seed. You're from Wrightstown. You're pretty good. I'm not good at pronouncing names. It is what it is. You're 39-1. You're a junior. Kylie Krasinski, hopefully I said that right, a 50-3 senior from Neenah. And Kylie Simpson, a 47-6 senior from Hudson, is your 4 seed. What do you got for me?
All right, so
besides the fact that I've mispronounced multiple names, I apologize.
We had number 12 Ramsey Brandenburg. I believe that she pinned number 3. Seed. Yeah, she's 12 seed. I believe that she pinned 3 seed Kylie Kraszewski at Badger State this year. So that's a little interesting. She got the 12 seed. She has 3 losses. 2 of her losses are to Madeline Peach, the number 1 seed. So, and then another girl who's not even in this bracket. So
a 43-3 freshman all the way down at the 12 seed. 2 losses to the 1 seed. This could be a situation where we've talked about the freshman can get punished for not having the previous state credentials.
Yeah.
So, safe to say that someone to keep an eye on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Out of the 12 seed?
Potential bracket buster probably will be in the semis.
Okay, and she is currently ranked, Brandenburg is currently ranked second in the state.
Yeah.
As the 12 seed, that is an interesting spot. She could quickly take over that 4 seed spot. We could see, based off rankings, you could see one of those state final type matchups Friday night in the semifinals. And that's not the most uncommon thing. We've seen it before on the boys' side. We've seen it on the girls' side in years past. It happens. But on the other side of things, Kylie Krasinski, she had a scare. She almost didn't make individual state this year because she was in a very tough sectional bracket. And she got pinned by Chesney, the 2 seed, in, I believe it was the semifinals at sectionals. And she was able to wrestle back, defeat another ranked opponent, claiming that second spot. But there was a moment where I was at Nina. There was a moment where people were holding their breath.
Really? Yeah, that was a tough sectional, honestly.
So that will be a fun one. A potential rematch then from regional sectionals in the semifinals. But it does look like Peach is going to be pushing. She's already got 2 state titles. It looks like she's going to be pushing for her 3rd. She was very dominant last year. She's been very dominant this year. She's the clear 1 seed sitting at 37-0.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on. 132-pound bracket reveal. 1 seed, Ada Menasha, 47-1. Lily Banks, 2 seed, Ford Atkinson. Haley Fletcher, 46-0 senior. The 3 seed, Dahlia Collins from Mineral Point, the always tough Mineral Point. She's 45-2. And the 4 seed, Kit Askler from Wanakee, a 41-7 sophomore. What do we got for me, Chief?
So I think a match to look out for is going to be Haley Fletcher versus Delia Collins. I believe they wrestled last year, and I think Delia won. But Haley's been having a great year, so I'm excited to see that matchup. And then, if Haley does punch a ticket to the finals, she will be wrestling Banks, who did beat her in the state finals last year. So we could see a potential rematch in the finals.
And, guys, this is a matchup. Not only on the boys' side of things, but the girls' side, the entire state side of things. You're watching state wrestling. This potential finals matchup, this is one of my first thoughts when I saw this is you have to be locked in on this one because Lily Banks is number 8 in the country and Deanna Collins is number 10. This is a top 10 match in the country that we could be seeing Saturday night in the state finals if they both make it there.
Yeah.
But this is a matchup that you circle this one.
Yeah.
And then you, both eyes, locked in on this mat when it's going down.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
So, let's keep an eye on 132 pounds, potential matchup. Banks, Collins, both Fargo All-Americans, both super tough. But Haley Fletcher, she's a game opponent. She's been in the state finals. You can't count her out. As we know, she's obviously wrestling Fargo. She's on the scene everywhere with these girls as well, and has had a lot of success. She's just not currently ranked in the top 10 right now.
Agreed, yeah.
Moving on to 138 pounds. There is one name on this list that stands out a little bit more than the others. That's your 1 seed, Carly Chesker from Badger, a 29-0 senior. 2 seed then, Erica Slesniko from Marshfield, 49-2 junior. 3 seed, Stella Pettit, 46-3 sophomore from Freedom, another Freedom girl here in the top 4 seeds. And from Hortonville, Hannah Huza, thank you.
Yes.
44-6 senior. All right. As I said, the first name that kind of stood out, an Iowa commit, the number 2 ranked girl in the country. She's a 2-time state champ already, a 3-time finalist. Carly Chesker, the 1 seed. This is her bracket to lose, kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Carly's been fun to watch throughout the years, so I'm excited to watch her in the finals likely.
Yes, she's bursted onto the scene. I remember as a freshman winning Midlands, a incredibly tough college tournament. Winning that as a freshman is unreal. But since then, she's always followed up. She's been in Fargo finals. She's wrestled at Who's Number 1. She's won state titles. She didn't win a state title last year, but you remember who she lost to?
Riley Hanrahan.
And at the time, guys, You want to talk about Collins and Banks being an 8 and 10 matchup in the country? That was number 1 versus number 2 in the country in the state finals last year. Chesker lost to Hanrahan, stopping her from becoming a potential 4-time state champ if she were to get it done this weekend. Yeah. She'll claim her 3rd. But Slesniko, Pettit, a few other girls in this bracket, like I said, they're going to have some things to say about that. You don't just get handed a state title. You still have to earn it.
Yeah. And these girls are coming for it. I know Hannah Hoos is having a good year as well, so that's going to be an awesome semifinals match.
And I think a lot of the girls, and boys for that matter, you know sometimes who the best wrestlers are, right, on paper, who's had a lot of success, who's ranked where, and you kind of circle that. Like you're coming to give them your best. So every round they have to take somebody's best, and that can be taxing. That can be tiring.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, in general, I like this bracket. I would say they did a really good job with the seeding here. We were talking, our top 6 ranked is the top 6 seeds in order.
Yep.
So I like this bracket.
Yeah, I think they did a really great job with this bracket. Not a lot to complain about from our end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, again. Breaking news for the second time today. We have the Division II Team State wildcard team. It just came in. Osceola is going to be headed to La Crosse, Wisconsin to compete for the Division II state title. That makes 5 of the top 8 ranked teams competing in La Crosse in a couple weeks for Team State title. They are going to join St. Croix Falls, Coleman, GET, Denmark, Evansville, Port Washington, and East Troy in La Crosse. Congratulations, Osceola. We'll see you guys there. Moving on to 145 pounds. We had just mentioned her. Riley Hanrahan, a 23-0 junior from Black River Falls. She's the 1 seed. 2 seed on the other side of the bracket, Lila Reisler. I believe I said that right. Also, shout out to her. She wrestled in the Big Cheese this year in a crazy match at Who's the Big Cheese. She is a 43-2 sophomore. At the 3 seed, we have Neva Nowachiku. I think it's Nevea. Nevea Nowachiku. I think I said that right. I've heard it before. I'm trying to pull back the memory bank here. I do my best. 40-6 senior at the 3 seed. And then we have, oh boy.
I think I know this one.
Go for it.
It's Althea Ekdahl.
Hell yeah.
I believe.
You might have to bleep that out. I don't know. Shout out to her. She's a 49-2 junior. This bracket, other than having a handful of tough wrestlers, might have some of the hardest names for me to say. At the 3 seed, we have Neva Nowachiku. I think it's Nevea. Nevea Nowachiku. I think I said that right. I've heard it before. I'm trying to pull back the memory bank here. I do my best. 40-6 senior at the 3 seed. And then we have, oh boy.
I think I know this one.
Go for it.
It's Althea Ekdahl.
Hell yeah.
I believe.
You might have to bleep that out. I don't know. Shout out to her. She's a 49-2 junior. This bracket, other than having a handful of tough wrestlers, might have some of the hardest names for me to say. It was that initial reaction. All right. So Riley Hanrahan, as we mentioned before, she was the number 1 girl in the country. Currently, she's the number 2 girl in the country. She's one of the most dominant girls in the state and the country. But there's another ranked nationally girl in this bracket.
Yeah, Layla Reisler. She's ranked number 20 in the country currently.
Yes, at the 2 seed. She's a Fargo All-American as well. Nevea, a super tough opponent. I've seen her name for years now in the state of Wisconsin. She's always one of those girls that's state placer, competes with the best girls. So she's not someone to count out.
Yeah.
Especially in a semifinal. She could certainly make the finals senior year. Why not?
Why not?
Right? Why not go on? You see that every year, somebody, a senior, and they do it, and people will do it from like the 13 seed. She's the 3 seed.
Yeah. Like it wouldn't be much of an upset.
No. I agree. So this bracket, you can make your picks. It's not what I'm doing, but I think the semifinals on that 2-3 could be really fun.
Yeah.
Moving on to 152 pounds, we have the first of the Vaughn sisters, Brynlee Vaughn from Watoma Wild Rose, a 40-0 sophomore, just a sophomore, your 1 seed. The 2 seed, Olivia Hofrichter, 46-2 senior from Anago. Your 3 seed, Emerson Miller, a 28-0 senior from Poinet. And your 4 seed, Savannah Hoyer, a 38-0 sophomore from Brilliant. So 2 girls, sophomores on the top half of the bracket, 2 girls, seniors on the bottom half of the bracket. What are we thinking here, Matea?
Well, I just think it's cool that we have two Vaughns. I think both of them are actually ranked or seeded number 1.
Lainey Vaughn, I do believe. Well, all right. Well, we're not there yet.
Okay, yeah.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. Calm down a little bit. You're getting ahead of yourself. Okay. So we're at 152 pounds.
Yes.
In the moment, please. Live in the moment.
Okay. I try not to get too ahead of myself.
Brynlee Vaughn is your 1 seed, as we were saying. Yes. She's a 40-0 sophomore. You don't see a lot of underclassmen taking those top spots. Mm-hmm. But she did, and she did it at 152 pounds. She's ranked 2nd right now in our rankings behind the 3 seed, Emerson Miller, who's also undefeated. So that's a little interesting dynamic because I think either of them could be the top-ranked girl in the state. But one's a 1 seed, one's a 3 seed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've seen them wrestle, so that could be an interesting matchup to look forward to. Mm-hmm. But we also have Olivia Hofrichter, 2 seed, but she only has 2 losses this year. And one of her losses is to the number 1 seed, Brynlee Vaughn, which was, a kind of close match, 11-6. So she scored some points on her.
Yeah, I think, looking at this, so Hofrichter was a Hofrichter.
I think it's Hofrichter.
Hofrichter was a state champion last year, I believe. And so I think that win over her is what, Hofrichter probably had a lot of that seeding criteria to, be the number 1 seed. But with the head-to-head win for Vaughn, she kind of steals it, even though Miller is also undefeated. I think seeding, trying to do the mental math, the mental gymnastics here on how that plays out. I think that's probably why Hofrichter is at our 2 and Miller's at our 3, and how Vaughn was able to steal that 1. But I really think that semifinal between Miller and Hofrichter is going. That's on our rankings. That's the number 1 girl in the state, and then the returning state champ is your 2 seed. So that semifinal Friday night is must watch.
I agree.
And then Brynlee Vaughn, obviously, she's got Hoyer on the other side, 2 sophomores competing. Vaughn undefeated still. Can she run the gauntlet and finish with an undefeated season? There's 2 people in this bracket. Well, there's another, the 5 seed, Taryn McBride. She's 36-0. Could she be a bracket buster out of the 5 seed?
She could be. I think she's a dark horse.
A dark horse candidate. She's currently ranked. Let me find out for you. She's currently ranked 4th in the state. So at the 5 seed, she could certainly go on a run as a senior too. We were just talking about seniors that can make waves.
Yep.
This will be a fun one to watch. I'm not certain I could predict who comes out of either side of the bracket, the top or bottom, to make the finals.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's really up in the air.
Olivia Hofrichter did have an upset last year against nationally ranked Harlow Skenador, who is also a Fargo champ. So
she ran the gauntlet to win a state title last year, taking out, it was Skenador and in the semifinals.
And Layla Reisler, I think.
And Layla Reisler, who we just mentioned, was 20th in the country in the finals. That is, you want to talk about winning a bracket, winning a good bracket? That's the one.
Yeah.
That's winning a good bracket. You putting together multiple matches. So you're right. She could do it again. She's got 2-3 really, really tough opponents that she could be facing. She could certainly do it. You did it last year. You could do it again. You're a senior. You're returning state champ. Yeah. All right, moving on to 165 pounds. Here you go, Matea.
We have another Vaughn, the second Vaughn sister.
Another Vaughn. Lainey Vaughn, a 42-0 junior from guess where? Watoma Wild Rose. She is the 1 seed. Your 2 seed, Kamara Hutter, 37-4 junior from Adams Friendship. Your 3 seed from Bonduel, Alicia Berg, a 50-4 junior. And your 4 seed, Hannah Bernhardt?
Hannah Burnt.
Hannah Burnt. 39-2 senior from Sussex Hamilton High School. So,
I mean, the obvious storyline here is Kimura Hutter versus Lainey Vaughn.
Yeah.
They've been back and forth for a couple years, and I know they both talk about how they like wrestling each other because they push each other.
Sure.
And I know Kimura wrestled Lainey in the state semifinals last year, and then Kimura punched her ticket to the finals, beating Lainey, and then end up winning a state title. But in both regionals and sectionals, Lainey has beat Kimura, so this could be a potential awesome finals match to watch.
I agree. And you know what? You've beaten someone twice, but everybody knows, everybody that's done sports, whether it's a team sport, an individual sport, especially a sport like wrestling, everybody knows how hard it is to beat somebody that's really good 3 times in a row. Beat a team, beat an individual 3 times in a row is almost harder than beating them the first time sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Because they start to study you. They really get a feel for what you're doing. Like you said, they've been back and forth, but whatever it is, Vaughn's kind of got the feel to get those wins right now. But when you're the one that's losing, it almost feels like you are able to make those adjustments a little bit easier. And if they match up in the state finals, this is not a shoe-in for Vaughn by any means if these two match up on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be super fun to watch. She's the only girl, is Vaughn, in this bracket that could go undefeated. So, will she do it? That's just another little added wrinkle to this one to keep an eye on. Those are always fun to see if someone can, you'll look at schedules and you'll be like, did they have an easy schedule? Are they undefeated because they had an easy schedule? Are they undefeated because they're really freaking good and they've beaten people? Who knows? But it's always answered at state. If you finish undefeated at state, it didn't matter what your schedule looked like. You're pretty dang good anyway. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Matea. I have to interrupt one more time. We have breaking news again. It just came in. Something just came across my desk. It is magnificent. The Division I wildcard team has been announced. That team is Bayport. Congratulations, Bayport. You have earned a bid to lacrosse for Team State. They will be joining Holman, Kaukauna, Wanakee, Slinger, Brown Deer, Muskego, and Milton in lacrosse for Team State. They were a part of that super tough sectional in Neenah where we saw 5 of the top 6 ranked teams compete for that bid to Team State. Bayport was the runner-up. They've earned it, and they will be in lacrosse in just 2 weeks from now. All right, 185 pounds. There's one person in this bracket that is, we'll get into it. Number 1, Brooke Huffman, a 50-0 junior from Wittenberg, Burnham Wood. The 2 seed, Bryn Schmidt from New London, a 38-5 freshman. A sophomore from Janesville Parker, Katie Kent, a 43-3 seed. And your 4 seed, Ariana Weber, a 42-7 sophomore from Westfield area. I said it. There's kind of a boogeyman in this bracket.
Yeah.
And that's Brooke Huffman. And there's a reason for it,
Yeah.
Matea.
She's number 1 in the country.
Yeah.
Past 2 years, she's pinned everyone at state.
In the first period.
In the first period. So.
Yes. And as a freshman, I know I'm not certain on the last 2 years. I'm not 100% certain. But I know for a fact, as a freshman, she pinned, I think she finished like 42-0 or something like that. This is all pulling it out of the memory bank. This is all trying to remember. She was like 40-something and 0, perfect season, pinned every one of her opponents.
Wow.
Every single person she wrestled that year, she pinned him. So she is probably literally the most dominant wrestler in the state of Wisconsin right now. She pins everybody. As you said, as a freshman and sophomore, nobody's made it out of the first period with her at the state tournament. Can she do that again this weekend?
Who knows? She's also a Fargo champ.
She's also a Fargo champ.
Yeah.
Yes, this girl has won everything, it feels like. Brooke, this is kind of fun. Last year, Brooke had an interview after her state title, and she kind of laid down a challenge for people. She said something to the effect of, if anybody wants a challenge, I'm here, like, come get me. Like, come get me. So she's welcoming the challenge. You can always appreciate someone wanting to do that, wanting welcoming in anybody that can give them their best match. So, but so far in the state, she hasn't been tested yet as a junior. Yeah. All right, moving on. We have one more weight class to go, ladies and gentlemen. 235 pounds, our 1 seed from Wisconsin Lutheran, Isabel Reeby. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. 40-0 senior. Our 2 seed, Kylie Jorgel. Luxembourg Casco people, you know I love you. I'm doing my best. 31-4 senior. Your 3 seed from Watertown, Aliva Walsh. Miss Walsh, you are 36-3 junior at the 3 seed. And Autumn King from Bayport, a 44-3 junior, is your 4 seed, rounding it out. What do we got for me, Matea?
Isabella's having a great season. Currently 40-0. She is committed to Luther next year, but just watching her wrestle, I mean, she goes out there with an awesome attitude, so she's a fun one to watch. Another cool potential matchup is Olivia Walsh versus Kylie Georgel. I know that, Mercedes Cruz or Georgel, but also in the quarterfinals, we're going to have Cruz versus Georgel potentially, and these two kind of go back and forth as well. Kind of the same thing with Hutter and Vaughn. So Georgel does have the most recent win. I believe that's why she is seeded 2, so that's a pretty good seed for her. But this is a cool potential quarterfinal
bottom half
match.
of the bracket. Yeah, the bottom half is very dynamic. I feel like from the year that's been had, Reeby is really a strong 1 seed in this bracket. I think she's likely to make the finals. Obviously, it's easy to talk about on paper. You have to do it. Been saying this over and over. But she's really had a strong season as the number 1 girl in the state. But that bottom half of the bracket, I think there are a multitude of different girls that can get the job done and punch their ticket to Saturday night.
Yeah.
So it's very... I like it when you have the parity and the different dynamics of multiple people could win. And the question marks surrounding it. That's what always makes a bracket fun.
Yeah, I think many of these girls have gone back and forth and have wrestled each other a lot this season. So there's literally no way I could predict who's going to be in the finals.
No, yeah. If you could, I would take you to the casino and make you put it all on black. So I agree that this final weight will be a lot of fun. It is our final weight of the Bracket Reveals show. This has been great.
Yeah. This
has been great. The first thing that stood out to me was back at, I've got to slide back, was that I think it was the 132-pound bracket, I believe, with Collins and Banks, that top 10 match in the country. That's the one I want to remind everyone to circle, as it could happen. But again, Collins has to get past a couple of very tough opponents before she does it, and so does Banks. Yeah. But you always plan ahead. Always helps to plan ahead. That's one that I'm planning ahead for. I want to see a top 10 match in the country go down Saturday night. Other than that, though, thank you guys for tuning in. Do you have any final thoughts for me, Matea?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, no final thoughts from Matea. I've already given mine. That is the 2026 WIA State Individual Girls Bracket Reveal Show. You know your seeds now. You can prepare for your matchups. And congratulations to the 3 boys teams that earned wild card bids for Team State in lacrosse. That is, oh man, that is going to be something special. First time Team State's been in lacrosse. It moved out of Madison. Now we're, a little further drive for me and Jake, but we'll make our way over to lacrosse. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be live Thursday morning, live from the Kohl Center at 8 a.m. for our 2026 individual state show. We have a lot of guests coming on. That's going to be me, Mr. Jake behind the camera, Jacob Broshka, along with Crosby Slosher, Kaden Henschel, and the girl here sitting to my right, Matea. She will also be live on that stage show. That is at 8 a.m. live from the Kohl Center Thursday morning before we kick everything off. Favorite time of the year. Me too. Favorite time of the year. We'll see you guys there, and we'll see you next time.